welcome to another episode of Enter the Minds of Nadine and Vera. We're so excited that you're here today. And my first question would be say hello, Tanya.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a great day.
Yes. I wanted to ask about Beyonce concert your daughter and yourself went to.
It was amazing. 10 out of a 10 experience. We went to Atlanta. Um, it was just an amazing experience. An aura. Everybody at the concert was just in a good mood. Everyone was friendly. Everyone was just dancing and singing her songs. Um, you have to get the right outfit together. Traffic was a thing, but we just got through the traffic. Atlanta traffic is horrendous.
Well, they can't drive in Atlanta.
Don't want to do that again with the traffic. And then when we got close enough to the venue after we parked, we got on a little bike and the guy biked us to the venue so we wouldn't have to walk the extra little ways. My knees were definitely hurting afterwards at the hotel. I had to ice my knees, but I got through it. It was great.
Did you dance at the concert?
Yeah, Kayla laughed at me. I was trying to do the little routines.
And did Kayla dance?
Yeah, and sing. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah, go see Beyonce if you like Beyonce. Like I said, it was the aura of her. She performed 3 hours straight. Her daughters performed. The energy was just electrifying.
And you said even Remy did a little twirl.
Yeah, she did her little twirl, her little heart sign, and she
And was
always
she excited and waving
very
like she liked to
excited.
do?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome.
And now today is Sunday for you guys who are watching. Today's Sunday, and I got to go to work tomorrow, so I got to get it together.
It'll be all right.
So today we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. But first, I'm going to ask Mom some common phrases, and she's going to ask me a couple of common phrases and see if we can finish the phrase.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. Don't count your chickens before
they hatch.
All right. Everyone is safe and
sound.
Yes. Time is
of the essence.
No, try again.
Time is
think about
money.
Yeah, think about 50 cents and all of them. Time is money. The long arm of the
Never heard of that. The long arm of the what?
Law.
What does that even mean?
It just means that they can reach out and touch you and throw you in jail or whatever. They're in charge.
Okay.
I used to say that about colonels. Once a officer make a colonel, they were like the long arms of the law.
Never heard of that.
Oh.
Ask me one more.
Okay. Light as
a feather.
Cool.
Okay. So, okay. They raked him over the
coals.
Okay. Busy as a
bee.
Okay. By the skin of your
chin, chin, chin.
No,
teeth.
Okay. Cat got your
tongue.
Okay, one more. The handwriting on the
wall.
Okay, good. Very good, Mom.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask, should we start a book club?
I think we should start one, and preferably, you had asked me earlier, did I want fiction or I like fiction. I like to escape into a world that is not really real but becomes real.
So that's good. I think we should choose a fiction book. And you guys, what we'll do is maybe like start this in about a month, give you guys time to get the book if you want. Within the next week or two, we'll try to find a book that we want to read and then maybe read a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 chapters and then kind of discuss it on a podcast and we can kind of read it together. So
are we going to look for like mysteries, adventures? What type?
I mean, I like mysteries. I like I like them all.
Okay.
So, a little bit of, we'll try to find a good book for book club. Okay. I'll look it up and try to find something.
Cool.
And then we'll, if you guys have any comments, you can leave a comment in the section if you have a good book that you think would be good for us to read.
Yeah.
Something
that will work.
Something fun.
Yes.
Okay. Mom.
Yes.
Do you have any insecurities?
I've had insecurities, of course. Everyone does, but I've been the type where, okay, once I identify my insecurity about whatever it is, then I would just work toward facing it and overcoming it. And
Mm-hmm.
I had told you earlier that my biggest insecurity happened to me like when I got divorced from your dad, and it was just me, you, and your brother, and we moved to Baton Rouge. I was worried about a lot of things. How was I going to support you?
Mm-hmm.
Who was going to watch you when I worked? And was I going to have enough time for you? It was, a very, very touch and go time, but I made it.
You made it, and you made it work, and you were there for us, and it was like a checklist. You did one thing at a time, and I think me and Terry are better for it.
And I tell you what,
So I just want to say before you finish, the Drake song, you really started from the bottom, and now you're here. Like you worked yourself up from the bottom to the top.
okay.
No,
Anyway, what I was about to say was I had the unlimited help of the McCullums family.
right.
If it wasn't for the McCullums family, Ruby and Mary and Mom and Timothy, it would have been much harder. So God put me in a place where I had support.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any insecurities?
Well, I have several. Um, I didn't bring this up earlier, but one of my insecurities is, that I'm constantly in pain. My knees hurt, and even though I had knee surgery on my left knee, my right knee has been bothering more. So one of my insecurities is the way I walk, because sometimes when I'm in a lot of pain, I walk with a limp. And so, like, if someone is walking down the hall, like behind me or in front of me, I try to make sure I walk better or straighter or try not to limp. It's all in my head, of course, but that's an insecurity because then people will say, "Oh, you're not feeling well today, or you're in pain," and sometimes you don't want people to notice or you don't want people to ask because it's like, what are you going to say? I'm constantly in pain. So
Yeah.
that's one of the insecurities that I have, and then the main one is just not all the time, but sometimes just not feeling good enough in my life. And, especially as a child, I felt like that a little bit sometimes.
Do you feel that way now that you're not good enough?
No, but I think when we talk about imposter syndrome, sometimes those thoughts pop into my head while I'm working. And I have to like let those negative thoughts um, just cut them off at the start and just start thinking positively. Like, I do sometimes wonder, am I doing a good job or if I'm working hard enough or, you know,
So let's just dive into what this imposter syndrome is.
okay, imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent, often internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud, despite evidence of their competence. This phenomenon is characterized by self doubt and an inability to internalize success, leading to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety.
Mm.
I have anxiety, and I wonder if that's, why I have anxiety because I overthink things. I want to be the best that I can. I want to make sure that I'm doing it the way it's supposed to. And most importantly, don't want anyone else thinking that I'm not doing a good job. I think that's the big part of imposter syndrome is, what people perceive you as, but they might perceive or see something that you don't see or feel.
It sounds like you're in your head.
Completely. That's what anxiety is. And I'm aware of it. And I try to cut those negative thoughts off at the
Excuse me.
hem. Bless you.
Hmm.
Have you ever felt like you had imposter syndrome?
Of course I did. Like I said, you're in your own head, right?
Mm-hmm. Excuse her.
Excuse me. I don't know what that was. What happened is throughout my life, I realized that I saw myself differently from the way other people saw me, especially those who I was in charge of or whatever. So I invented a mechanism out of my head
Mm-hmm.
to help me be able to visualize myself a little better.
Okay.
And what I did was I would pick one of my staff members that was sharp and knew their job and everything. And I would tell them, your job is to be honest with me,
Mm-hmm.
tell me what you see, because I can't see myself.
I like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they did, and that's the main thing. And what come to mind is I've always thought I was approachable. And when I heard one of the people say that they were afraid to approach me, I'm thinking, but I'm the most approachable person in the world. Well, guess what? That's not what they saw.
Right.
Yeah, that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
So one of the characteristics is self-doubt. Individuals with imposter syndrome frequently question their abilities and achievements. So that's definitely anxiety, the self-doubt. And you just have to do a workaround and I don't know, do a checklist of all the things you need to do. And I'm one of those checklist person. Like once I've accomplished something or checked it off my list, it makes me feel better. But getting self-doubt out of your head is very hard. And sometimes you just have to say, Latanya, get it together. You're fine. Okay. The next one is fear of exposure. They worry that others will discover they are not as capable or intelligent as they appear. Difficulty accepting success. They may attribute their success to external factors like luck or chance, whether their own skills. And then perfectionism. Have you ever, do you feel like you're a perfectionist?
Well, no, because I learned earlier in my career that mistakes are to be made. You don't do them on purpose. You do your best to avoid them. But when they happen, the best thing to do is go over your work, look, and find your mistakes before someone else find them and correct them.
Mm-hmm.
But if by chance a mistake get past you and your superior, whoever, locate it, fix it. Just
Mm-hmm.
fix it. And to me, that devastated me more than anything. Not making mistakes, but not being able to see my mistakes before someone else saw them.
So being a perfectionist is, as they said, they often set unrealistic high standards for themselves and feel disappointed when they fall short. So
Okay.
that can go back to school, like your grades, your, I guess an unrealistic high standard could be getting hundreds on everything, like 100A. Now that's something that would be great and that you and dad probably wanted us to do, but probably unrealistic. An
But
A is not unrealistic, but maybe getting 100 plus on everything could be unrealistic, right?
mm-hmm.
No.
I'm with you. I might be wrong, but that was a McCullum thing because I remember when your brother took the gifted test the third time, and he was disappointed and he thought he failed because he didn't get 100%, but he got like what 95 or 96 or higher. And I remember when your daddy was in language school for Spanish when we lived in Monterey, he came home one day and I said, "Well, how was your exam?" He said, "I blew it." I said, "Really?" I say, "So how bad was the grade?" 97.
Right. So when you was growing up, did you have like pressure put on you to get a certain grade or to be
No, see, my grandparents raised me, and my granddaddy might have went to the third grade, and my grandmother the sixth grade. My pressure was to finish school,
mm-hmm.
but I had no one to. And yeah, if I got an F, I was in big time trouble. But only a F would have got me in trouble. I didn't really have anyone around me saying, pushing me to make better grades. And so the classes I enjoyed, I made A's. And the classes I thought was boring, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have that.
This just popped into my head. You said, when you was in high school, you was a singer. You did a lot of talent shows, right?
Yes.
And you also said that your sister Priscilla was an even better singer,
Yes.
and you loved to see her perform.
Yes.
So, did you ever feel like an imposter syndrome when you sang versus when she did? Because I know you said one time she blew it on purpose, so you can be the front star.
Yeah.
Or
We were in Upward Bound,
mm-hmm.
and you had to audition for different songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was selected for one song anyway, but Priscilla was the type singer, she could just blow any song away, and she refused to audition. I was so angry with her, and it was one of those the emotions song. I almost called the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to perform that and be a lead singer in some church song that we sung. But it wasn't until later that I realized she didn't do it on purpose, because she didn't want to overshine me. She wanted me to have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking around just mad as the dickens because she wouldn't do it.
Okay.
So equally said, if she had the way I felt, if she had got the songs over me, I would have been ecstatic.
Right.
I expected it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been upset.
So when you were singing, did you feel like, why am I in this position? Did you feel like not good enough, or you didn't feel that way?
No, I took the song. I remember one song I had the hardest time getting the notes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I dreamed about it until in my dream the notes came. And the other song I knew. When you're given the opportunity, regardless of why,
Mm-hmm.
you take it and you do the best you
And you
can.
run with it.
You run with that.
Right.
So yeah, I got a trophy and everything.
Awesome.
Mom, I remember my mom was there. We took a picture together. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of accepted that challenge and appreciated the experience and
Yes.
what you accomplished.
Yes.
Okay. Another characteristics of imposter syndrome is overworking. They may push themselves excessively to compensate for their perceived shortcomings.
Who do you know that do that?
You did.
And your dad.
Mm-hmm.
I overcompensated by working. How did you put it?
What, working longer hours or?
Yeah. It's because in order to not have shortfalls,
Mm-hmm.
I would work late at work and then come home and work 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, because I, in my mind, could not afford the shortcomings, the shortfall.
Mm-hmm. So that was a lot of pressure.
I didn't look at it as pressure. I looked at, okay, Julie, you got to do what you got to do to get what you need done.
So overworking can lead to burnout. The constant pressure to perform and the fear of failure can lead to burnout.
And that is true.
And then sometimes you can have burnout while you're still working, like, just going to work every day, but the challenges or the tasks that you have to fulfill. And sometimes when you have a burnout, you can't do anything.
Well, many days I went to work and had a lot of stuff I could have done, especially when I moved here in Tallahassee and started working at the 160th MP Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really enjoy that environment as much as the previous ones I had.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, But I was burnt out. And so the first thing I did was I said, if I have to absolutely work late, I'm going to work at work. I'm not taking work home like I used to.
Right.
So that was one change that I made. And then there were many days where I would just go from one staff office to the next to see what they were doing, as opposed to tackling what I needed to do. If it could wait till tomorrow, I had those days.
Right. I think we all do.
So toward the end, to be honest, I was totally burnt out. That's why when I went overseas, on the deployment, I retired from my civilian job while I was over there.
It was like a breath of fresh air.
I just, no more.
Yeah.
No more.
And you was the type of person who loves what you did for almost 2 years.
Yeah,
but then that
loved it.
last year was hard, right?
It was very burnout-ish.
Yeah. Is it just because you was ready to retire, or was it the environment?
It was more or less the environment. When you got half and half male, female,
Mm-hmm.
and you got the men whining as much as the female whining, all that stuff get to you. I know I took a minor in psychology, but never did I think I would have to use it every single day. A grown man coming to me and say, well, he didn't speak to me this morning.
Right.
And many times, Vera, I wanted to just punch him in the throat, but I couldn't.
That's when you knew it was time to go.
I had to remain nice and, just go outside and have my cigarette, calm my nerves. I couldn't show any true feelings about what I felt was going on,
Mhm.
yet it was that was simple. It was
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on. I just MG, OMG.
So, who is affected? Imposter syndrome is a common among high achieving individuals, including those in the field of law, medicine, and academia. It can affect anyone regardless of their actual level of competence or success.
Yes.
And I do see that in people who are doctors and lawyers and engineers. They do overcompensate because if everybody is good around you, you just want to be even better. And so you guys, you and dad and the McCullums put pressure on us, but also I feel like we put pressure on
You
ourselves.
did.
And
You do.
even my kids, they put their pressure on themselves more so than I did, I feel like.
Yes.
We wanted good grades because they're smart kids and they can do it. And I'm so grateful that they just got it. Now, if there was a kid who had more challenges, I think you would treat them differently. But if you have a child who you know that can do the work, you do expect better of them. And I saw that in them that sometimes they put more pressure on themselves than even I did. So,
And we were just standing by. If they had needed help in any way, you know, their uncle tutored them this summer before school, the level of math or whatever, algebra that they had to face the upcoming year. So
well, that started with us.
some work was put into them, you know.
Well, we even had that when we were in school.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was going to fifth grade, I had a fifth grade workbook before, during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the McCollum thing. I remember one time Malcolm, I don't know, Malcolm was younger and he had an allowance and, we were supposed to go get a toy. And he bought something academic. I'm like, oh my gosh, these kids are nerds,
Well,
including
Malcolm,
my kids. They wanted like workbooks and, you know, timetables
and
and
we hung out at the library.
Keta loved the bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah. So I think we internalize and put more pressure on ourselves, which can later, when you work in an environment where, especially if everyone is like very successful and you just want to be the best you can. I think that's what imposter syndrome is. You want to do the best you can, but sometimes you put too much pressure on yourself to where you feel like you're not doing enough. That's how I see it. So, some coping strategies is recognize and validate your accomplishments. You want to actively acknowledge your success and the effort you put into achieving them. You want to challenge negative thoughts.
Yes.
You want to identify and question the negative thoughts that fuel imposter syndrome. And I know I have cut off negative thoughts in their track, like, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I'm hurting. You just have to knock it off. I don't know what the saying is, but knock it off head first or whatever. It's like not today.
Exactly.
Only positive thinking. So it is a constant work, constant thing that you have to do every day to get those negative thoughts out of your head.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. You want to seek support. You want to talk to trusted friends, family members, or therapists about your experience.
Yeah, and the next one is one of my favorite is focus on progress, not perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Accept that mistakes are a natural part of learning and growing. Like there's no zero tolerance for mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make mistakes. Just fix them
Right.
or ask for help,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge, take ownership, and just go forward.
And you want to celebrate the small wins, even if it's with the cookie or ice cream cone. You want to acknowledge and appreciate your progress along the way.
Yes. Well, Eleanor Roosevelt wrote that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
I like that.
No one is in your head. You're in your head.
And if someone is in your head, go see a therapist, go get help. So that's what I was telling Kayla. I was like, it's my thoughts in my own voice in my head telling me these things. And I have to like brush them off and say, we're not thinking like that today. At work, I think I'm an excellent worker, but I feel like I've had those imposter syndrome moments, not all the time. But then I was telling you that we get an evaluation every year. And, when you get your evaluation and you get a good job, then that's like validation that, hey, I'm doing something right. So then you have to just tell yourself, keep doing what you're doing. Of course, you always want to strive to be better, but obviously I'm doing something right. So that's like a positive validation.
And when you're faced with those type of thoughts, don't share them. That's between you and your mind.
See, mom doesn't want people to look crazy, which is fine, but I'm just telling you, and you do be like, don't talk like that at work. And I'm
No,
like,
no.
I don't,
What I'm
but
saying is,
it is what I'm thinking.
you may be thinking, "Oh, I don't feel good enough," but don't share that with your neighbor or your coworker. They don't need to know that you thought that.
Okay, mother.
Do you do that?
I am an open book, I feel like, at work, but no, I don't go around saying, no, I'm not good enough.
Okay.
But I have said, okay, I got a good evaluation. I am good for another year.
Now that's good. That's positive.
Like,
That's what you do.
I'm doing something right. I'm guessing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and my boss doesn't come up and tell me anything negative. So I guess I'm good.
Exactly.
So I say
Exactly.
stuff like that, but no, I won't say, I don't think I'm good enough, you know?
Yeah. Stay positive.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Please, if you have a book in mind for us to read for book club, we're going to start a book club. And
I'm excited.
yeah, send us your comments. And thank you for watching.
Yes. Thank you. And bye-bye.
Bye.